Hey, LeBron, wondering how you would react to the first three quarters before you guys made the run. What do you think was the difference that let Denver build that 20-point lead?
I think it was the same in game two. Same thing that we was able to get by, with the AD shot, turn the ball over too much. We put him to the free throw line. And, I give credit where credit is due, though. Denver came in and played exceptionally well. They played better than us, more aggressive than us through three quarters, 36 minutes. But we got to – there's a penalty in the third quarter with like 9.5 minutes to go. And we had some turnovers that led to some easy buckets for them. We had 16 turnovers for 25 points, and we put them to the line 29 times. So it's not going to be winning ingredients for us if we continue to do that. And we knew that even after game two, we talked about that, trying to assure that. So we got to be better in that game four.
Frank talked about the importance of touching the paint off drives or whatever when a team is packing it like Denver has and so many teams have. What are some things, LeBron, you guys can do better in game four and that end?
No, I think offensively, at times we were very good. At times we weren't. I think we just got to do a better job, like you said, of Coach was saying, getting to the paint and, once the defense collapsed, just finding our guy's weak side, either if it's a guy that's slashing, through the weak side into the paint, if it's a guy that's spotted up on the outside, or if we're one of our bigs getting behind the defense for a lob. So Denver's been a pretty good defensive team all year, and we understand that. So I'm looking forward to seeing our film, our film session tomorrow, and continue to get better.
LeBron, the success you guys had in the fourth quarter, some due to zone defense, some due to activity. Was it just a matter of upping the intensity level? Was it giving a different look that Denver wasn't anticipating? How do you account for the run you went on?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think we played with a lot more energy, and we understood we had 12 minutes left to try to make a game of it. We was able to do that. We was able to switch some things up defensively. Going zone here, going man here, trying to keep them off balance. But, when you dig yourself a hole like that, every shot that they make, every shot that we miss, feels like the game is collapsing. So, we played, some pretty good ball in the fourth quarter, but those first 36 minutes hurt us, obviously.
LeBron, I wanted to ask you something off the court. You've spent so much time in the bubble talking about police brutality and the relationship of police to the Black community. And then on Tuesday, you expressed your condolences toward the officers in Compton who were shot, and talked about the need for nonviolence. There's this sort of narrative and this framing that emerges from some people that frames your position in talking about police brutality as something that incites violence against officers. And the LA County Sheriff obviously had that kind of implication last week, I think, when he asked you to contribute to the reward. I'm wondering what your reaction is when you hear those two things connected, and did you think it was appropriate for the sheriff to sort of bring that up and bring you into that discussion?
I've never, in my 35 years, ever condoned violence. Never have. But I also know what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And I grew up in the inner city, in a Black community, and what we call the hood or the ghetto, however you want to picture it. And I've seen a lot of counts firsthand of a lot of Black people, being, I guess, racially profiled because of our color. And I've seen it, throughout my whole life. And I'm not saying that all cops are bad, because I actually, throughout high school and things of that nature, and I'm around them all the time, and they're not all bad. But when you see the videos that's going on, and you can see all over not only my hometown, but all over America, you continue to see the acts of violence towards my kind. I can't do nothing but to speak about it and see, the common denominator. But not one time have I ever said, let's act violent towards cops. I just said that, what's going on in our community is not okay. And we fear for that, and we fear for our lives. It's something that we go on every single day as a Black man and a Black woman and a Black kid, a Black girl. We fear that moment where we're pulled over or I just seen something I believe yesterday or the day before of a guy in Wisconsin was renting a house, and the next door neighbor called the police on him, and the police came in the house without a warrant, without anything, and arrested a guy, a black man, because he was sitting out on the porch. And if you can't tell me that's not racial profiling, then I don't know what the hell we're looking at. But I do not condone violence towards anyone, police, black people, white people, anyone of color, anyone not of color, because that's not going to ever make this world or America, what we want it to be. So, and I have zero comment on the sheriff.
Allison?
I do want to talk about the game again. I know it's yeah,
switch on and off.
Yeah, we're all feeling that stuff. But the turnovers you had, you mentioned the turnover issues. Is there a common denominator with where those are coming? Is it risk? Is it something Denver's doing defensively?
It's some of the risk passes that we're making, including myself. I mean, I had 5 turnovers in the first half. I had 1 in the second half. So I understood what I was doing in the first half and made an adjustment. There's some passes that we've been able to complete throughout this season that versus Denver, we got to be a little bit more careful and make more sound plays with the ball. And protect the ball, because, like you said, or like we always preach, every possession is very important. When you give up 25 points off 16 turnovers, it's not good. And we did the same thing in game 2. We had 24 turnovers, and luckily it didn't bite us in the butt, but it should have. But we just got to do a better job of that, and that's a conscious effort. And not only it starts with me, because I'm the point guard of the team, and then it trickles down to everyone else.
Jamal Murray at that elbow. There were some people on the bench that thought it was maybe a flagrant 2 that he should be ejected. Just talk us through that play, and do you think it was a flagrant 1?
I was just setting the screen, and his elbow got high and was able to strike me across the jaw. I don't care about flagrant 1s or flagrant 2s. I don't want him to come out the game. I like the competition. I don't think it was blatant, but I don't know his mindset or at all. But I don't think he did it on purpose. And I was okay with it. Went down for a little bit. Got back up and was ready to play. So I was cool with the ruling. I was okay with them saying a flagrant 1, and I ain't here to fight.
Anybody else over here? Will, anybody on your end?
All good.